Very good morning to my dear class 12 computer science students. Today we will be doing more practice for the programs of chapter 5, that is file handling, and we will be covering up the topics that we have done in the previous sessions. Okay, the practical will be done only on the practice of those concepts. So our first program for today's session is we want to implement the multiplication of two numbers in the files. So for that, firstly we need to open up a file, and we are opening it in the write mode. Okay, name of the file is 0.txt. Fine, once the file has been opened, then we are taking input from the user to enter the first number, and that is to be stored in n1. Okay, n2 is the second number with which the multiplication of n1 is to be done. Okay, so we are taking input for the second number as well. Then afterwards we are multiplying these two numbers, and the result of the multiplication will be stored in the variable result. So once the result has been evaluated, we are going to write this result in the data file. Okay, so how to write in the data file? For that we need a file handle f, which we have already created here when we have started opening up the file. Okay, the file handle name is f. So f.write, this is the function that will help you to write the data in your data files. Okay, without the help of the write or write line functions, we cannot write inside the data files. And for using this write function or write lines function, we need to deal with the file handle, because file handle will point on the location where that processing or the input or the writing has to be taken up. Okay, so it is writing the number that we have taken. See, through input function we are taking the input and we are converting the given input by the user into integer. But here in file, when we are writing, we need to convert this number into string. So str is the function that will convert n1 into string format. Similarly, n2 is also converted into string format, and then whatever the result we have obtained has to be converted into string format. Okay, and plus we are using, it is a concatenation operator. Okay, so it is combining this string with this string. Okay, because we know that whenever we are using this plus symbol, so on the both side of it the string should be there, similar type of element should be there, so that it may concatenate. Okay, so if on the left side there is a string, on right side also it should be a string only, then it will give you answer. Okay, and we have learned that the write function is not having any slash n inside it. So if we want some slash to get printed, next line to get printed, then we need to use slash n, as I have used slash n here also. Okay, and here also I am using slash n, so that the result of the first number and second number should come in second line, and the result should come in third line. If I will not use this slash n, the result will come in the same line. So when we will save this program and run it, so what will happen? So this is our output window. So when we are running, so it is asking for the first number. So I'm entering the first number, that is 45. Then it is asking me for the second number, and now the result has been stored in the file itself. If we want to see that the result has been obtained in the file or not, then we need to go with the open option, and then we need to search the 0.txt. Okay, so it is here, and when we'll click it on, it will open up and it will show you the result. You can see. Okay, so this is the result, where n1 is 56 and n2 is 45, n1 is 45, n2 is 56, and result is this. Okay, so now let us move on to the second program. So this is our second program, where we will be reading up a text file and displaying its content in such a way that each word is separated by hash. Okay, each word. Okay, separated by hash. Okay, so for that we are opening a file student.dat, stu.dat, and we are opening it in read mode. Okay, so whatever the contents are there will be read through the read lines function. Okay, one by one the line will be taken up and it will be read up. Okay, so when one line is taken up, then the first word will be ending up with we have used the split function, that is splitting up, and at the end of each word in this line, okay, whatever line it has read, read lines function is reading up the content. It will read the complete file line by line. Okay, so once the first line has been read, it is passed to this line, and this line contains few words. Okay, the line we are splitting the lines into words, and at the end of each word we are putting this hash symbol. Okay, once this has been put, we are printing it, and finally we are closing the file. I hope the concept is clear. Now we will try to save this program and run it. So this is our first program. Actually I have not deleted it, so it is again asking me for the two numbers. So after that you can see this is my second program that we have to execute now, means that has been executed. Now this program was containing these elements. Okay, and every word has been, means every end of the every line we are putting a hash. Okay, so instead of it I must write it every word ki jagah every line I must write. Okay, fine, by mistake I've written it. I hope it is clear to you. So it is putting hash at the end of each line. So wherever the first line is ending up, it is putting hash, and similarly it is putting hash at the end of every line. Similarly you can make a program wherever one word is ending up, then it will put up a hash. So for that you need to use the read function instead of read lines. Okay, and for there you will read one byte. So in read you will write 1. Okay, and that will read only one byte at one time, and that time you can put hash inside it. That will also work. Okay, the same principle. Fine, now let us move to the next program. So this is our next program that will help you to read the text file and display the count of vowels and consonants in the file. So how many consonants and vowels are present in a file? If we want to get a count of it, then we should use this particular program. So firstly we need to create a file handle f, and we need to open a file student.dat. Okay, and that is to be opened in the read mode. Okay, so the we have initialized variables like vc is equals to 0. Why vc is equals to 0? So because this is the particular variable to count the number of vowels, vc vowel count. Okay, and this is the consonant count, cc is equals to 0. So we have initialized these two variables as 0, and then we have started up with the for loop, and where each character of the file will be read up, and through this read function, and along with the file handle it will be read up, and then it will check if the ch, means whatever the character has been read from this particular file, if it is a small a, capital A, means the vowels in small or in the capital appearance, wherever they are lying in the file, it should be counted as a vowel na. So if ch is any of the vowel among these, so vc will be incremented by 1, else if it is not a it is not a vowel, it will be a consonant, so cc should be incremented by 1. So in this way we can count the number of vowels or consonants. Okay, so after we have taken up the count of vc and cc, we will print the vc and cc value, and finally we'll close the file. So when we will run this program, we will get the output like this. So whatever the output means, whatever the input means, the consonant and the vowels were there according to the count is in this particular file is that vowels are 8 in number and consonants are 68 in number. Okay, now let us move to the next part of our session. Okay, now we have to discuss a new function, that is flush function. Okay, so what is the utility of this flush function? This flush function actually it forces the writing of the data on the disk still pending in the output buffer. Okay, so whatever the data is present in the output buffer is a temporary storage area where the contents that are to be executed are written for the temporary basis. So whatever the contents are lying inside your output buffer, that has to be written in your disk. Okay, so this particular function forces the data write up on the disk, okay, with whatever was pending. See, whenever we are calling the close function, it explicitly, or we can say forcibly, calls this flush function to write the contents whatever are present in the buffer into the hard disk. Okay, so means before, instead of calling this close function, before in between, if we want to clear up the buffer, we can use this function f dot flush. So close function is by default itself is calling that flush function, but instead of it means we don't want to close the file, but we want to clear out the contents of the buffer. If we want to do so, then we can use this function with the handle. Okay, whatever handle we are using in that particular program, we can use that handle to flush up the contents of the output buffer to the hard disk. Okay, so this will save the content of the output buffer in the hard disk. Fine, it is. Now next is if you want to remove white spaces after reading a file, so how you can do this? So for that we need to go with the strip function, and there are variations in the strip function itself, rstrip and lstrip. Okay, so these function will help us to remove the leading and the trailing white spaces, that includes spaces or tabs or the new line characters. Okay, so whatever the these spaces, blank spaces, the tabs or the new line characters are present in a particular string, if we want to remove them, so we can use this strip function. Strip function, it will remove the given characters from the both sides, from the left side also and from the right side also. And rstrip function, what it will do, it will remove the given character. Means, see, whenever we are writing, like we are writing rstrip slash n, that means we want to remove the slash n from the right hand side of the given string. Okay, and if we are writing lstrip, so it will remove the blank spaces or the white spaces whatever present are on the left side. L is for left, R is for right, and if we are using only the strip function, it will do it from the left also and from the right side also. Okay, I'll show you example for it. I'll run a program, small program for you within a second. So here I am to implement the basic concept of strip, lstrip and rstrip. Then we will be implementing this strip function in the file also. So let me just first make it clear to you that what the strip function, lstrip function and rstrip function are doing. So let us say we have a string s1 and it is defined like this. So now we want that strip function should remove this particular element which is existing on the left side and at the right side from the given string. So we need to press enter for it. So you can see that this particular number of ones from the left and from the right have been deleted. Okay, now I have done some modification in the given string. I have added few ones in between the string also to let you know that it is removing the ones from the left and right side only, not from in between the lists. Okay, so when we are running it, so you can see that in between, if the number of ones are present, it is not removing that, because strip is working either on the left side or on the right side characters that you are specifying to be removed. Okay, so if same syntax we are implementing for lstrip. Okay, let us make it lstrip. So you will see that the things are being implementing in what way. Lstrip will remove the given sequence of characters that you are specifying here from the left side. Similar is the case with the right strip. So for that I'll be making it r, so it will be right strip. Okay, so what it will do, it will remove the right side characters that are present in the given string. So you can see the right side r's, they have been removed, not in the middle ones or the left side ones, they are still there in the given string. So I hope the concept of rstrip, strip and lstrip is clear to you. Now we will try implementing the concept of the strip function in your files also. Okay, this was the implementation in the Python only, but now we are going to combine these functions along with the data files so that you may understand that concept properly. So this is the next program that is there to help you to display the size of the file after removing the end of line characters. For that we'll be using the strip function, and it will remove the leading and the trailing white spaces and the blank lines. Okay, so for that we have opened up a file 0.txt in the read mode, and then we have initialized a blank string. Okay, the size of the file we have initialized 0, and the t size is, these two variables have been initialized 0. Okay, so we have used a for loop may we have this s1, that is the string. Okay, initially it is 0, but it will get values from this particular file, because whatever the contents are being read from this file through this read mode, we are reading up the contents of this file and they are being given to the file handle f. So whatever this file handle is supplying, okay, to the read line function is being given to s1. So s1 is getting the contents of the file, okay, through file handle, and whatever has been read by this read line function is passed to s1. So until s1 is getting the contents of this file o.txt, so it will, this loop will be true, and when further no data is being fetched from the read line function, so it will be false, so it will stop reading actually. Okay, so s1 is equals to f dot read line. So this is the function reading up the contents of the file with the help of this file handle and passing the same contents to s1. So if s1 is true, so what it will do, it will calculate the total size of the file. Okay, so for that first line has been passed up, so we are calculating the length of that file, and in this way we will calculate the length of the complete file line by line. Okay, so whatever the size we have calculated, what we are doing, we are removing the leading or trailing white spaces or the blank spaces with the help of this strip function. How it functions we have seen in the previous practical. Okay, so after that the t size and size of the file has been calculated, it will print off the size and the t size will calculate the size of the file without the blank spaces, white spaces. Okay, and this size will be along with the blank spaces and the leading and trailing white spaces. Okay, so it will include the white spaces and it will exclude the white spaces. So when we will run this, so after the calculation will close the file, so when we will run this we will get the output. So you can see here we have the output, the size of the file, which file, 0.txt. So along after removing the end of the file and the blank spaces is 33, and with the blank spaces and the white spaces it is 39. I hope this program is clear to you. So you can see I have implemented the rstrip function also. So this time I have opened the student.dat file in the read mode, and we are using the readline function. Okay, so this readline function is reading the contents of the student.dat file line by line. Okay, so once the content has been read, we are calculating the length of that particular line. So once it has been calculated, fine, so it will show you then l.strip. Okay, this one is also there to calculate the length of that particular line. Okay, so if we want to know the length of the file, we need to open up that particular file so that we may see that particular length. Okay, so I have modified the program little bit for you so that we may see the output here. So I have added print statements. Okay, so firstly the file student.dat file is opened in the read mode. So first line of that particular file will be read up, and the length of that file is calculated, that comes out to be 6. And when we will be using the rstrip function, and we are saying to trail it with the /n, because on the right side when the file will end up it will have a /n. So what we are telling it to remove the /n. So once the /n has been removed from the first line, the length we have calculated it is coming out to be 5. So I have opened the file for you. This is student.dat file. Okay, so here we have seen that first line that has been read by this read function was containing 6 characters, 1 2 3 4 5, and 6th was /n, and we told it that rstrip function will remove the trailing /n characters which are present here. So one /n was there attached. Okay, so in total 3 and 2 5 plus /n was there, so it made it 6. So initial length of this first line was 6, but when we give this instruction through the rstrip to remove /n, the length became 5. So in this way we can remove the extra backspaces or the white spaces from the given string. Okay, thank you so much. Do practical of these things. These programs are very important that has been discussed today with you. So keep practicing and keep learning. Thank you so much.